Hi, I'm Liz Tillmans, Alexi's sister.
I'm Nick, her husband.
And this is Graham, Brad's nephew.
I'm now going to be
I just, I remember when I was having my 30th birthday, and we were all there. Brad was there with us, and my dad shows up at the door, and I'm off doing something helping people, and Brad's there, and my dad goes running right over to him and gives him.
No, Brad,
Brad answered the door. That's right. Yeah, Brad actually answered the door. And my dad, because we look similar, he, hi, happy birthday, son, and
gives him a huge hug. Yep. And my sister turns to me and says, "You're never to tell a single soul this ever happened." I never put two and two together that our husbands look the same, but.
So I had to do some different facial hair stuff and grow my hair long.
Yeah.
So I'm Kristen,
I'm
Dana,
and
we got to spend time with Brad in the Secret
I
Fellowship.
called you to come and get me. You showed up.
That we
If you
can't
have those
name
200 DVD
in public.
emailed to my 7-year-old son.
We remember him for his quiet presence and his very thoughtful words
The
that
weekend we
usually
were all
cut
in
through a
San
lot of
Francisco
bullshit.
when BTK was
Sorry,
captured.
I maybe can't say bullshit on this.
You made me drive around
Oh.
every weird serial killer address in the city.
He had a way of listening
That
to what you were
memorable day in
saying
Vienna when you
intently
took me
and
to the
nodding his
historical
head.
insane asylum
And then he
called
said,
the
right.
Right.
And then there's a long pause, and I was and start working out.
Look at graphic rap untreated STDs.
Dana?
Yeah, no, that's how I met Brad. And
You like to
yeah,
call me
quiet
Truckosaurus
until
Rex, but that
he
made
had
me
something
feel
to
fat.
say that
So you changed it
was
to
always-
mini Truckosaurus Rex.
wisdom in it and amusing, very amusing. So that's what drew me to Brad was his sense of humor.
That rotten New York City hotel room you found it for us
Love
on
him
Priceline
and
that had bunk
Oh,
beds
I
and
love
open
him
sewer
and
beds.
Alexi, that's true.
Anyways,
Sad
the
we
bad
lost a
fish in
friend.
Williamsburg and built a fort out of
Grateful
the
that I
sheets
gave
on
it
your
up.
bottom bunk to hide out your misery.
I think that's what we were sharing now.
When you were moved by the story of the young woman in Tanzania who spent 10
thank
hours
you
a
for
day at
allowing
her
us to
job
be a part
breaking
of
rocks
this.
with her bare hands.
My name is Sarah Jensen. I met Brad in 1997. Brad and Alexi's first date. I did not crush. We just happened to be going to the same movie. He took Alexi to see Apocalypse Now on their first date.
Wow.
It was also Brad's birthday, but he didn't tell her that when I went. So it was interesting. So I've known him since 1997, and one of my best memories of him is when at my wedding, Alexi was my maid of honor, and my husband's best man was not fulfilling his best man duties, and so he stepped in and just totally helped out. He got like sparklers and fireworks, and was running everything, and really basically became the best man. And it was amazing. He stepped up, and we had a good relationship, but that was above and beyond, and
I was able to
I'll
see
forever be
firsthand the
grateful for that.
selflessness and spirit of
Hi,
find
I'm
some
Kobe.
friends or find
And
somebody
I'm
who's not yet a
Samantha.
friend.
I've known Brad since
share
high school,
stories about what
and
you're doing.
Kobe and I have bonded
I
today
have found it to
over
be a truly beautiful thing
our
to share
shared
a
love
story
of
about
Brad
Brad in other settings that I'm
contributing
used
to
to
this
and
lovely
discover
event.
him in other people's perspectives.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Orly. I'm a good friend of Alexi's, and I've known Brad as long as Alexi's known Brad, and I have been finding myself reflecting a lot on how incredibly kind and incredibly funny Brad was. I just appreciate all the memories of snarky and funny and sweet. You could always sense if I was feeling a little bit down at parties.
On closer inspection, I discovered the
I love you,
offending
Alexi,
germs.
and I love you.
No, I did not take.
I'm John.
I'm Isabel.
We just want to say that we love you, Brad, and
Lexi.
There's a ramp
this way.
very much.
That way.
Want to say anything else?
Brad and Lexi.
Forever.
I'm Chad Hawkins, sorry, and I met Brad here in March of 1990. We both worked at Target and in the same department.
Thank you.
The story's been told a million times, but over the years I learned that Brad was a very colorful person. Probably the most colorful person I'd ever met. The ironic thing is that he was colorblind, and it confused a lot of people in the sense that they didn't understand why he always wore black. He did that for many years. And I think partly is because he was self-conscious of the fact that he was colorblind. Literally the most colorful person I've ever met. Brad was a very complicated person. I think I heard somebody say today that they described him as having many layers, and that was true. But he was never conflicted. And what I mean by that is his entire life was full of consistencies. He was a man of habit. His behavior was, for the most part, consistent when he wasn't drinking. And fortunately, he was able to put that behind him. But his complication in terms of the layers that he had and how colorful he was a gift to me. And an even greater gift was just the influence that he's had on my life. Through music, through art, through spoken word, through humor, and sarcasm, and wit, and the constant mind that never stopped. That's what I would do.
I'm Tatiana. I was friend of Brad's for 30 years, and I've never written a eulogy for anyone before. Lots of loved ones have passed, but I've never stood up and talked about anyone. But I just had to tell you about my oldest friend and first love, Brad. My friend Eric said, it's Brad's world, we just live in it. This is true. Brad was the root of our entire social circle. Without Brad, I wouldn't know anyone here. He attracted only the very best people. You know how they say you can tell who your friends are when you have to move? Brad has helped me move every single time. And I've moved a lot. The last time he helped me move, I let him demolish an ugly, heavy, black, painted wood entertainment center I'd had since high school. I'm not even sure how many times he personally moved that entertainment center. Over a dozen for sure. I still kind of wanted to keep it, but he insisted it was his price for helping me move this time. There was black paint chips and wood shards to clean up all over the apartment afterwards, but it was worth it. The look of pure joy on his face as he ripped apart that piece of furniture is something I will never forget. Brad wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty. He was there when we demolished our bathroom. He was there after the tornado hit our house. He was always there for a friend in need. Brad and Alexi were among a handful of friends who came to see me at the hospital when I had my baby. They brought suitably inappropriate baby gifts, and I loved them for it. Brad was never afraid to tell you exactly what he thought. I like that in a person. But time and determination also gave him grace and tact and a gentle kind of empathy that I will spend the rest of my life trying to rise up to. He was a giver and a really good listener. To quote a song I love, someone great is gone. We all know our time here is finite, and there's never enough of it. I dearly wish he could have stayed a while longer, but as Brad would say, the beat goes on. He leaves behind pieces of his heart in his writing, in the music he loved, in his wife, his family, and all of us. A bright shining star that I have the honor to know. All too briefly. There will never be another one like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is Chris Browninger. I've known Brad. I guess I worked with him at Media Loft since since he started here. I was freelancing when I first came in. Media Loft was over in the old building, this really twin stages now. But I remember seeing this guy, and he was so cool looking. I'm like, this has got to be like one of these hot designers, like these, these idea people. These, And he was, seriously, I thought he would be like.
So was he when you met him, or?
No, I didn't really meet him
burst
at
your
the
bubble?
time. I mean, he was not at all. No, it was just like Brad was kind of like I was kind of an introvert, and he was too. And we didn't end up working on projects together, but I would hear stories from people like Justin, and I started to get a sense that this is a very creative and unique individual. I remember going into, it used to be we'd have to burn DVDs for clients, and so I would design labels for them. We'd have to print them, and we'd come into Brad's realm to get things printed. And I remember he had these clowns, he had these like, what do you call them? They were like little clown baby things. Just really kind of disturbing, And I was thinking, okay, yeah, that's different. But every time I went through his realm, I got a creative boost. I got a jolt of be yourself, your creative self, and enjoy art, enjoy creativity, and enjoy what part of you sees the world in a different way and celebrate it. And that was Brad to me. I wish I would have gotten him better. I contacted him a few times in the last few months, and I saw him last at the Christmas party, and I reached out, and I just instinctively gave him a hug. And he showed me some pictures that he worked on. It was really a work of art. I mean, the man was just an incredible artist, and I was honored that he shared that with me. So, yeah, good feelings.
I'm gonna split.
I walk out of here with a good sense.
I'm gonna scoot out. Are you out? Yeah.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, sir.
I'm gonna make a commitment to be more me. Yeah, Brad.
I'm Karen and Lori.
Hi.
We're the Thompson twins. So we just wanted to say that we miss Brad, and we loved Brad. We went to high school with Brad.
We're all trying to get through that.
In 1984, I was in his German class, 10th grade, and we became such good friends with Brad in high school, and we shared our musical love and taste, and Brad is my best friend. One of the things much we love.
Or should we just let him go and then we'll just jump
Brad,
in and
we
make
love you,
it?
miss you.
In a second.
Carl Rasmussen. I know Brad in recovery for the last 8 years. I've known Brad and grown to love Brad in a deep, deep way. I sponsored Brad the last 4 4 years of his life, and walked with him for the last 4 years as he went through what he went through, and he taught me so much. And he would tell me toward the end how he wasn't helping anybody anymore. He was done. He couldn't do what he was doing. He couldn't go help guys. And he was so pissed. He was really pissed off that he couldn't go to the Somali meetings and go to some places that he was used to going and helping guys. And I looked at him and I just said, you honestly have no idea how much you're helping me and how much you're helping us guys that are still really, really close to it. And helping us see and feel how to walk through what he walked through and how to do it with grace and dignity. And he was just an awesome, awesome dude. And I have a CD of his, which is 104 songs long, which I never knew that they could do that, ever. I thought CDs ended at 10. Until this time I did. I mean, it's like 10. I've never been past 10.
Yeah, right.
Ever. And all of a sudden it kept going and going. Well, it was 104 songs about drinking and about music. And so it went from Johnny Cash to, oh my gosh, to his funky music, and it was this whole array of music on one CD. And
It gets real weird.
And it's in my car, and it gets super weird.
I would like a copy of that,
Yeah,
actually.
totally. If I knew how to make one and burn one, you could have it. But we're gonna have to talk later about
All right.
figuring that out. That's out of my league. Anyway, I'm done for a little while until I chime in with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Will you interrupt me? I'm Dave Zingler. I met Brad, also in recovery, almost 9 years ago. He's been my sponsor that entire time. One of the things that always stands out to me is when, after my first meeting, he offered me my sponsor, and he kind of came up and his Brad, kind of no emotion, kind of deadpan, like, I'm willing to be your sponsor if you need one. And so a week after that, I took him up on the offer, and I remember going down into his basement for the first time I'd ever really hung out with him. And I get down the bottom of the stairs, and there's all these mannequins and like prostheses. And I'm like, I should be like really creeped out right now, but I'm not. So we kind of met there for weeks afterwards, and I'd always joke with him if I ever killed someone, I would frame him for it, because as soon as the investigators went down into his basement, they'd just be like, yeah, we got a guy. So yeah, it's all good.
Case closed. It's over. He did it, obviously.
So I'll pass it to Tony.
Thanks, Dave. Hey, I'm Tony Micah. I've known Brad for a little over 10 years, also through recovery. My first time meeting him was similar to Dave's, where he said in a really nonchalant way that, hey, if you need a temporary sponsor and you want some help, I could probably help you.
Sorry.
It's okay.
And I took him up on it, and we went from there. But one of the really cool things that I saw in Brad that he's always doing is he was always, as Carl talked about, he always wanted to be of service. He was always showing up for things. He was always trying to help out wherever he can. And that really played a big, it was a big influence in my life, because he was always doing stuff, and he was always inviting me. And after a while of saying no to somebody so many times, you have to change it to yes every now and then. And yeah, I had to change it up a little bit, and then I started saying yes, and I started to tag along with him on some of this stuff, and it ended up being really cool. It ended up being a really cool experience, and we built a great friendship. And I think that's really cool hearing what Carl was talking about towards him regarding not being able to do the service piece towards the end, because that was so important to him in the last 10 years, and it was such a big part of his life from what I saw. And yeah, I'm just grateful to have the opportunity to know him. I knew him for a little over 10 years, and in a way it felt like I knew him for 100, and in another way it felt like it was 5 minutes, flash in the pan. So I'm just glad to be here, celebrate him today.
You get to know that, but we kind of know. the old Brad, the Brad that we see all the pictures of in there, right? The Brad from, you know, the partying Brad, the Brad, because we were kind of there. We've all been right there in that partying time like he was. So even though we didn't know him then, we knew kind of who he was back then because we were kind of in the same place.
Yeah, one more thing for me too. I agree with everything these guys said about his service work, and I probably went to like 20% of the stuff that he asked me to. Yeah, maybe 10, maybe 6, maybe 5. Yeah,
1%. I just got crap once. He went one time.
I think one thing though, like towards the end when he just, I was able to come and see him live and be a part of that, and I always thank him for being so open and just always allowing people in and always being real, always being true to himself. So that's something I've always admired about him. It was really inspirational, especially seeing that again how he handled it, because it could happen to any of us at any time. So.
Yeah, he showed up till the end with grace and dignity, and it was a great lesson in life.
Yeah, thanks for showing us how to do that, Brad. I appreciate it. Love you, miss you, and that energy, the Brad energy is always going to be there.
Yeah,
we know it.
It's here today.
It's not a question. No question in my mind. Brad energy lives. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mike Killeen. I've known Brad for about 5 or 6 years. I'm a member of the Friday Night Foundation Stone recovery group that we attended together. And I feel like I could speak ad nauseum on the impact that Brad had on my life and all of the people around us in that group, but I feel that's already been covered so beautifully, so I just wanted to share a couple quick stories of shows that I went to with Brad. I work in the music industry at First Avenue, so we always catch each other on Fridays after the meeting, and we do.
I think it is.
It's hilarious. We have 11 or 1,200 shows a year that we do, and I'd say the odds of me knowing one of the artists that Brad was going to talk to me about are maybe 10%. He was introducing me to all the music, but I have a few ticket stubs that I'm going to put in the memory box, and I just wanted to share you a little something about what they are. First is Jen Kirkman from October 5th, 2017. And I believe this is the first time that I spent any one-on-one time with Brad outside of a meeting where we had a meetup outside of recovery. And this is a stand-up comedian, and it was a very special night. It was I actually have this ticket stub and another one next to each other in my cube at work. This was the night that we were celebrating. We were just going to a show, but we met at the Dunn Brothers in Loring Park, and we're celebrating the remission of his cancer. And I remember sitting in the Dunn Brothers with him, and amazingly not necessarily celebrating the circumstance, but curiously wondering what God's will was and what it all meant, because he had the same sort of demeanor with him whether he received good news or bad news, and had that grace and peacefulness. So that's the Jen Kirkman. The second show that I have here is a little more lighthearted one, a funny one. It's a band that I'd never heard of course, that Brad had, called Cigarettes
Did we
After
walk up the
Sex.
stairs? Yes. Yeah. The ramp and the stairs.
And,
Or no, I think we took the elevator. Oh, that's right. That's why it was.
And so this was just in April of last year, and it was the night it was the night of the 2-foot snowstorm in April in Minnesota, so the band didn't actually make it to the show. And Brad and Alexi and myself, I was going on a blind date and did not want to go on my own. I wanted to have a group, and Brad came up with this. He wanted to see this show, and so this was our double date. But despite the fact that I work here, Brad knew that the show was canceled, and I didn't tell my date in time. So she was already on the way down. Brad stayed home, and I was stuck on this stupid blind date by myself with a canceled show. So I had to go out to dinner with this gal without my wingman, Brad and Alexi. So I'm gonna drop these in the memory box. Thank you, Brad and Alexi. I love you guys, and God bless.
I'm Dave D, or Dave Decker. I know Brad through Foundation Stone, Friday night group of alcoholics, and I also know through a service commitment that he was doing with us Tuesday night at the psych ward at Cedar Riverside. And I've known him since I got sober 15 months ago, and there was a very apparent. Best way to describe Brad was, he would show up and do things, and there was, when you're first in sobriety, and people probably talk about this, Brad, you're very suspicious of how everybody's doing it, and how they're staying sober, and it's one of those things where you start looking up to people in the program who you feel are doing it right, and what you want, and Brad was one of those guys. And especially towards the end when we would all get together in a circle at the end of the meeting and we'd say a prayer, and it was obvious that Brad was in pain, and he was very tired, and it's one of those things where he can show up for an hour, I can show up for an hour, and I can show up for other people, and he just lived his life the way that I wanted to live my life as well. So we're gonna miss you, Brad, especially Friday night, so love you. Thanks.
Hey, my name's Eric Fike.
I am Don Garcia.
Known Brad since 1991, so 28-year veteran with Brad. Met him working at Target of all places. I gotta tell you a quick story about the first time he came over to my house for a house party or an apartment party. That would have been about a month after I met him. He showed up in typical Brad fashion. He got wild and crazy, and he actually tackled her on the bed several times, which was fun. Since I thought it was funny. And he also brought me out to see his trunk of his car, which at that time was full of liquor bottles up to the top, and a funeral cone. It was a thing he did, and he was proud of it. His trunk was completely useless for any other conveyance except empty liquor bottles. And I do have two photos of that. So it is something that many people have heard of and have never seen, but I have the evidence. But what was interesting about that night, besides those things, is at the end of the night, Brad actually, as he was leaving, had to take the time to express remorse and apologize for being so boisterous at my house, which I thought was so funny, because I didn't think it was a problem, but it was very telling of who Brad was as a person, who was willing to get wild and crazy, but knew he was doing it in the right place. I guess that's what you need to say. You remember looking at tackle?
Brad and I did a lot of tackling with that. I think maybe Brad and I vied for Eric's attention a little bit. Maybe a little bit of competition, but having been a long-term girlfriend, Brad politely tolerated me sometimes, and I took a lot of pleasure in, mildly offending me. A few of his favorite things to say would be like, you can't rape the willing, if she's old enough to bleed, she's old enough to breed. So, and these are just a few of the chestnuts that he would take out that just delighted in being a provocateur of the profane, I think, in many ways.
Yeah, he loved to shock people, so I think it was a really interesting time to meet him and to see him, because he was really wild in '91. when I met him, but yet he obviously understood he was being wild. So there was a method to it. It was really kind of a cool first experience to party with Brad.
The only thing I just kind of want to mention from my standpoint, one of my favorite memories of hanging out with Brad and Lexi was a trip to New Orleans that we went for Halloween. And, that was before Katrina. Back when New Orleans was very savory, based in hundreds of years of debauchery. Anyway, out on the patio, there's a mask, a mask. One of my favorite memories of Brad is when we were out, I don't know, bars. I think this is shortly after Lex and I almost got into a fight with some drag queens at a gay bar. Eric and Brad found this mask just randomly out and about, and they wore it all night long with their costumes. They wore it all around the city. And we kept this mask. And whenever I see that mask, I think of Brad and I think about that time. That youth and that energy and how fun that was. So if you get a chance, make sure you capture that. Very fun memories from me. So that's all.
I think that's it.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Christina Heinrichs. I was privileged to know Brad since the year 2000. We were both stalking him, stalking Jarvis, easy for me to say, Jarvis of Hope in Paris on separate occasions, and I happened to mention it at a party he was attending. And he was a friend of a friend then, and we grew into being really, really close friends. He and my husband were also very close. Wound up becoming my husband's sponsor, which was an incredible thing for him to do. I thought I had a really dark sense of humor until I met Brad. And he told me one of his favorite jokes, which I will now tell. And when I would tell it in his presence, he would kind of give me like a little look or something, or a deadpan. And then afterwards he would laugh. He's like, you always kind of screw it up a little. So I'll try to get it right. Okay. A clown and a little boy are walking through a dark woods at night. The little boy looks up at the clown and goes, oh, mister, I'm so scared. And the clown looks down and goes, well, you think you're scared? I'm the one who's going to have to walk through these woods alone again. I'm gonna miss him. We're all missing him. Today was very hard, but I'm filled with Thanksgiving that I got to know him for so long.
Turn the butt.
And thank you.